So first message is the ball is dropping. Okay, the ball is dropping. You need to realize that you are not like anybody else. You are, they was like, it's like the minnow, it's like the minnows, the shark surrounded by minnows, or the minnows surrounded by a shark, something like that. Okay, so you, I don't want to say you're a shark, but you are a shark surrounded by all these different fish, but you are considered a top, you know, an, an a wildlife, or whatever you want to call it, a sea life, that is more so the predator than the prey. So you're not really going to see a shark being preyed upon, maybe by humans, but not really, right? That is because you carry this certain type of energy. The reason I'm not saying you're a predator, I'm not saying you are a predator, but whatever ancient primordial energy that walks with you, that you carry, that you move in, creates this certain type of energy, which makes you totally different than the other people around you. Okay, you may think, oh, whatever, right? You may not think that much of yourself, or the role you play, or what you give off, but in reality, you give off a very formidable energy. Okay, it's like people know not to play with you. After, like, when people see you, they may think they could play with you or take advantage of you, use you, abuse you, whatever. But people are starting to realize, because you're more and more, you're tapping in, pulling in your true power, right? So it's like your ancestors, your angels, your guides, your spiritual team is like, we're gonna ease them in to their power, because of whatever trauma, whatever you've been through in your life. They don't want you to have this too much at one time. Like, they have to ease you into your power, your position of authority, right? Because you had to heal, right? So that you don't forget who you are, where you came from. So you've had to be eased into all of these abilities, the opportunities, everything. So it's like, they'd be like, coming from the trenches, like you had to come from the bottom to rise up, because what your story, your testimony is going to be so great and so powerful that it's going to make a huge difference in many people's lives, right? You may think you're having a conversation with somebody and thinking, oh, I'm just, giving them a couple of advice. I feel like I should say something. Little did you know that was exactly what was needed for you and the person, or for just that person, right? Like, I don't think you realize, this was why I said you're like the shark surrounded by all these fish, because you think that you're a fish when you're actually the shark, right? And when I say that you're a shark, not that you're a predator, it's just that you are more powerful than you could have thought, right? If you want to, you can take what your energy and you can flip it and really do some damage on people. You could do some real damage on people if you wanted to. But back to the fact that you are great. And those moments, you saved many people's lives. I don't think you realize. Those people that when you were a kid, you became friends with them. You may have saw them as like, dang, why people so mean to them? Why nobody really talk to them? By those moments that you spent with those people, You saved their life. Okay? Those partners that you gave a chance to because you could see better in them, you could see their potential, and they may not, and mind you, these people may have not even seen that you were the greatness of you because you took the time out to care for people who were odd, or people considered odd, or people considered not all, not the best person, or the popular, or whatever it was. You did it, and whoever you interacted with throughout your life, you have saved many lives. This is a big message, okay? The 777, 555, the 333, 111. You have saved people's lives. So if you're seeing these numbers, like, you don't have to be seeing these numbers, but if you're seeing these numbers, it's just to say to you right now that you've saved many people's lives by just your interaction with them, by your conversation, by your love, in the moments that you gave it, the moments that you saw somebody's compliment to someone. Like, that person literally was about to jump off of the roof of their house, off the building. You don't even know how many people you have pushed, motivated to stick to whatever plan they wanted because they had gave up. It's like, whoever you are, when people come into your experience or meet you, they're at a point where they want to give up. Okay? So you are very powerful. You're very important. You matter. You literally are matter. So the people that come into your experience that you meet moving forward, just know that your presence matters. It makes a huge difference. It's not that you're just here meeting people and just, no, by your, how are you? By your, what do you like? What do you want to do? Right? Are you sure you want to go down that path? Just making people ask themselves questions. It makes a difference. Even if you're doing it to yourself too. It's shifting everything in your life. Okay? So you need to understand that you are not below, but you are above. Okay? You have met a lot of people that couldn't see your potential. So when they couldn't see your potential, they labeled you, or they, what else? They labeled you, and they also, what is the word? I don't know. Hold up. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to get it. But they labeled you. They made you believe a story that was not even your story at all. Okay? You are very, very, very important to the story of your life and the story of the lives you interact with. Okay? You got this primordial deity, God, goddess, ancient soul going on. Okay? That's why I kept thinking about and it's weird because the first thing I thought about was a shark. Like a shark surrounded by like little fish, or like smaller animals, fish than them, right? So it's not that you are a predator. It's just that you are seen as so powerful and dangerous. So because you're so powerful and you can make a huge difference, you are considered dangerous. This is why people try to dumb you down. This is why people try to have you tell a story to yourself in the future. So they did it in the past. Tell a story that would go against who you truly are, which is great, which is beautiful, which is amazing, which is magical, magnificent, divine. You're divine. And people know it, and they don't want you to know it. So it don't matter what they want. It don't matter. What they want, who cares? You are now moving in a space of, what do you want? How do you want to do it? Where do you want to go? Why do you want to go there? That's all that matters right now. You are here to make a difference. You are the game changer. You are the key that you're trying to open the lock. You are the lock. You are the door. You're everything that you could ever have imagined that plays a role in your expansion. Because you're expanding. You are expanding, okay? And you have to constantly tell yourself your greatness. You have to constantly remind yourself that you matter and you make a difference. You have to constantly remind yourself that whatever you choose to do in this life, there's some kind of guidance directing you, right? Some people, they don't listen and they don't sense the guidance surrounding them, like the spirits that help them, protect them, everything. But you know that spiritually there's a lot going on, and you know that you got to be at the right place at the right time and doing the right thing, right? And so you're just being guided and reminded that to honor thyself, okay? Honor the God in others, right? Honor the God around us, around you, okay? Remember that opportunities are presenting itself for your greater good, because if you do good, if you good, then other people are going to be good, right? That's the thing. You know how they be like, oh, well, if a certain person, if somebody who really cares about the world and cares about people gets a lot of money, they'll help so many people. The problem with that, right, is that those people that you wanted to help, maybe you weren't meant to help those particular people, right, in that particular program or whatever the case is. This is why the divine had to work on you and pull you out, because remember, some of this is spiritual attacks, and so it's not all that God is like, oh, I want you to go through that, right? Some of these things is people taking it upon themselves to target you. So that is happening. But then there are things that had to happen because you needed to be strong. You needed to be able to tell the difference between a friend and a foe. You needed to be able to tell the difference between people that truly care for you and people who only care for what they can get from you, right? So there's a difference. And so you had to experience a lot, okay? Give your heart so much so that you don't even want to give it anymore. You had to go through that. So now when you do the thing, you give your heart, you love, whatever, that you are not over giving to anyone. It's all balance. It's all balance. So this is where you are now. You are finally recognizing your true potential, which is you're great and you are sought after. You may think, oh, well, I'm too old, or I'm too this size, or I'm not well informed, or mentally equipped, or whatever you may think you don't have. You're good. You have it. You have what it takes. It's in you. If God can be for you, then who could be against you? I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. We don't battle flesh and blood, but principalities in high places. You have to understand, you play a major role in this experience, and you have to know that you shine. You got the shining. You shine. Shining, 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 yeah. Okay, all of this winning, I am losing my mind. Okay, no, sir. Oh, don't try to hold me down, okay? You shine. You shine. And people are blinded by that shine. So this is why they've had to dim you. They've had to tell you lies, many lies to keep you from shining brighter. So you've little by little dulled, and as you get more responsibilities, your light is just dulling, and people are living their best life because your light is dulling. They thought that if you rose too much, then you would take from them. But in reality, we all can shine. Some people's light is just a little brighter. So what? We all can shine. We all can rise. Okay? So I just wanted to come on here and just let you know, like, You play this major role. You are more powerful than you know, and you are shifting everything. And there are people and there are places you are meant to be, meant to meet, meant to go, and meant to experience in this life. And your story had to be a testimony, and you had to testify through your experiences. Okay, so now when you talk to people, now when you help people, now when people experience you, they can see you from a different perspective, because guess what? You done been through it. They know, they understand, they see it. It makes sense. Okay, you come into people's life and things start to shift, but then they start to make sense. Some people, they were so down in a certain dark space that when you come into life, you shift, you shake things up, right? So they kind of fall down because they had to, because that's when they would be able to actually learn and realize that they're the power, right? You make people realize they are the power and authority in their life, because they were in a very challenging position, and so they felt shackled. You are the one who helps people to unshackle themselves, unbind and refine and define who they truly are. So you are wonderful, divine, beautiful, powerful. No matter if you feel like you're supported by anybody, just know that everything that you're doing and being guided to is for your highest good, and you are going to make the biggest difference in other people's lives. So you just gotta remember who you are. Remember your divinity. Remember your power. You are a primordial being. Your DNA is not like other people. You're who you are. You are unlike anybody around you. You are basically, to other people, you are a shark, and they're the fish. So they try to pretend like they're the shark, but really they know you are the shark. You are a formidable foe for them. And it's sad because they think of you as a foe, but you in reality are just trying to be an ally to people. But people have so much trauma, and this is why you have to take the time to get to know you, loving on you, because if you love you, you can love anyone, right? If you love and understand you, you can be there and support anybody. But you trying to support everybody and not love enough on you, that's an imbalance, because when they're gone, you will always be with you. So you got to make sure you're taking care of you. Okay? So I love you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the new subscribers. And thank you so much for those who are following on my other platforms and booking sessions. All right? So peace.